Hello, Prue Jones from Place Coastal Property with your weekly property report. Today is Tuesday, March the 12th. 58% clearance rate across Victoria over the weekend for auctions, if you are following the auction trends. And that's not as high as in previous weeks. We did see 62% last week, and we have seen as high as 68%. But we do know nationally that the volume of properties for sale is growing. Not unusual for this time of year. It is one of the peak selling times of the year, and certainly the volume of the sell-through is consistent with those numbers. 14 sales across our tracked suburbs being Fingal, Cape Shank, St Andrews Beach, Rosebud, Tutguruk, Rye, Blackgowrie and Sorrento. And of those suburbs, there were properties sold in 4 of those suburbs. 4 sales in Blackgowrie, the top sale being 2 Lever Avenue for $2,295,000, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, followed by 13 Charles Street, which sold at auction for $1,890,000. 71 Revel Street, which sold for $980,000, and 59 Dana Avenue, which was a lovely elevated timber bungalow very close to the National Park on the back beach side of Blackgowrie. Sale price was suppressed, but it sold for it was quoted at the range of $1,545,000 to $1,699,000. So I think we can safely assume that the property did sell at or above its quoted range. 5 sales in Rosebud, which is very strong too, with the top sale there being $1,142,000 of a property at 30 to 32 Goolgowie Street. Lovely 4-bedroom home on 1,670 square metres, so very large allotment there. Property did have some sea views, so that would have contributed, no doubt, to its end price. Entry level, which was the entry level across all the suburbs that we track, was $587,000 of a dear little cottage in 3rd Avenue, number 161, on 389 square metres. So that was very good value if you're looking to buy a property for under $600,000. I think Rosebud is showing very, very good value at the moment. And as you know, Rosebud has an enormous amount of infrastructure and it is very close to the freeway. 4 sales in Rye, top sale being 29 Hardy Street, which sold just after auction, was passed in on a bid, had a vendor bid, then someone made a bid, and then there was some further negotiation, sold for $1,825,000. Next one was 41 Cane Road, lovely 4-bedroom, single level, 2-bathroom home. Sold for, actually I thought it was very good value, and was only on the market for 8 days. Sold for $1,325,000. Particularly good value. Cane Road runs off Melbourne Road, very close to White Cliffs. So walking distance to Rye Village, and certainly walking distance to the front beach. 2 Bullock Street, $975,000. 3 at 5 Rex Avenue, which was a unit on 157 square metres, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1 car, single level brick villa unit. It was very good value at $635,000. It's a good spot there, Rex Avenue. And the last sale is one in Tutguruk and Bianius Crescent, which runs off Truman's Road. A small 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1 car on 557 square metres. Very charming little bungalow, sold for $630,000. So the market this week really has been, we've had some good sell-through, and certainly in terms of the opens that we ran over the weekend, we had fabulous numbers through on Saturday, not so much on Sunday or Monday, but certainly Saturday seemed to be the day when all the buyers were out and about. The market really is an interesting one at the moment. Certainly the volumes are reflective, as I said, of the climate this year, and as we bear down into the winter months, there are a number of vendors who are wanting to come to market, and certainly with the outlook that we are projecting for the second half of the year, we would certainly urge you to come on the market sooner rather than later. If you'd like to discuss this with me in detail, please feel free to give me a call. But a couple of things I wanted to just highlight. And it's always interesting looking at statistics over a property market and how it changes according to the external factors which can contribute to what a property market will perform at. But housing trends since COVID, well, we all know that the market has changed irreversibly since COVID, but housing values have surged by a staggering 32.5% nationally. So that's almost a third, adding approximately $188,500 to the median price of an Australian home. It's an interesting statistic when you think about that. And there's a whole lot of other factors that contribute to that, but rental markets have tightened substantially. Vacancy rates are sitting nationally at approximately 1%. 1%. And rental income growth, it's interesting, it has increased by almost the identical figure to capital growth. It's surged by 32.4% since March 2020. So essentially rents have increased by a third. Inflation, we know that surged on the back of unprecedented peacetime fiscal stimulus and low interest rates, as well as global supply chains disruptions that were amplified by the war in Ukraine. Well, if you'd have tried to get some building materials during COVID, you know how difficult that was. It was nigh on impossible, and the delays that caused building contracts to blow out, and then the ensuing disasters that occurred in the building industry following on from that was very, very difficult in the property markets. But once the lockdown eased, labour markets tightened significantly. RBA forecasts have the unemployment rate holding below 4.5% through to at least 2026. Demographic factors have influenced housing. Well, we know that immigration was halted during COVID, but that certainly has been unlocked now, and that has contributed to one of the reasons why we have such a housing shortage. But the other reason too is that building approvals have plummeted, and it's difficult to know when they will start to increase again. And that really is a question that no one has the answer for at the moment. But internal migration trends favoured regional markets, and we certainly saw that on the peninsula, where the extraordinary increases of the price of properties that has modulated somewhat since, of course, but certainly not to the extent that everyone has anticipated. And monetary policy, of course, the low rates under 2% fueled speculation of a cliff, which hasn't really happened because borrowers, to a large degree, are coping quite well with the interest rate rises. So there's some of the factors which have contributed to our housing market since COVID. And we certainly monitor these, and we all know that one of the big factors that will affect the cost of housing is the cost of money. That's my report for this week, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions and you would like to discuss any of these factors that I've talked about today, please feel free to give me a call. Have a lovely week, and I will see you next week with my next property report. Thank you so much.